You learned earlier in the semester that if we wanted to talk about this segment, we might say segment AB, and we draw a segment on top of the letters A and B. But if we want to talk about the length of AB, we do it a little differently. You write AB, you don't put any symbol on top, equals, and then you would write 5 centimeters. So again, you don't put the symbol on top, and this refers to, this quotation, or equal sign rather, means has a length of. So this statement reads AB has a length of 5 centimeters. A postulate or axiom in geometry is a rule that is accepted without proof. The segment addition postulate is a pretty basic idea, and that's why we don't need to prove it. What it basically says is that we can find the length of AC by adding up 2 and 7. If the length from A to B is 2 and the length from B to C is 7, then it follows naturally that the length of AC is going to be 2 plus 7, which is 9. Let's take a look at the segment addition postulate through Geometer's Sketchpad. We've got B on a line segment between A and C, and notice if I slide point B, it changes the length from A to B and B to C, which makes sense. If I took 4.24 and added it to 12.23, I would get 16.46. So all the segment addition postulate is saying is that the total segment's length is made up of the length of its parts. Specifically, the segment addition postulate says if B is between A and C, then AB plus BC equals AC. Well, let's talk about what that means. If you had a line segment, and on that line segment we put B between the endpoints A and C, then the distance from A to B here added to the distance from B to C here will be equivalent to the distance from A to C, the whole thing represented by that. Notice again that there are no symbols on top of the segment names. That's because we're not saying that segment AB plus segment BC equals segment AC. We're saying the length of AB plus the length of BC equals the length of AC. In regular life, maybe you're playing monkey in the middle and you would say the green friend is between the other two friends. But in geometry, between means something more specific. If you have a line or a line segment, then things that are between have to be collinear. They all have to be points on a line segment or line. Said differently, to be between, for one point to be between two others, they all have to be collinear, lying on the same line. So you might be wondering how the segment addition postulate is going to help you out in this course. Well, let's say you knew that this length was 2 and this length was 5, and the length of the entire segment was 12, but we wanted to know how long this segment was here. Well, let's call this guy X right now. And using the segment addition postulate, we could say that all the parts have to add up to the whole. So 2 plus 5 plus X is going to have to equal 12. And then from there, it's pretty easy to say X equals 5.